All right, and the next assignment this week is lesson 97-71, which is the last will and testament. I'll start from scratch, and let's also open up the e-text. Okay, so lesson 97 begins on page 395. Let's also make sure that you do review the 97-71. Notice that because, again, this is a legal document, we don't press enter any amount of times at the top of the document. We just type in at the very top, centered, all caps, the title, and then we simply double space between paragraphs. Everything else is going to be single spaced. Just like last time, we do also need to make sure to set a 1-inch tab stop. Also, that 3.25-inch left tab stop and a 6.5-inch right tab stop. And so for 96-70, when we had these small blank lines, we use 5 underscores. Keep in mind that you need to count out for other ones. So let's say this one is going to be 20 underscores. And then these here are both, or all 4 of these are going to be 34 underscores. So be very careful when you do that. And so let's get started with this. And so just like 96-70, the first thing we need to do, of course, is to set our left tab stops and our right tab stop before we start typing the actual document. So first thing I'm going to do when I open this up is to adjust my tab stops. Remember, that's a 1-inch left none, also a 3.25-inch left none, and then finally a 6.5-inch right none. So 1, 3.25, and then the 6.5 is the only one that's a right tab stop. And so let's take a look at this. The first thing we're going to do is to center and then type in last will and testament of Eduardo D. Hernandez. Press enter twice, left align, press tab, and then I'll go ahead and type this out until we get to the more difficult part. I do want to make a note here. Be very careful about the underline. We do not underline the period after if my spouse survives. Same thing for if my spouse does not survive. Do not underline the period, as it will mark you as incorrect. Also for these are Roman numerals. You are going to use capital V and capital I whenever you see this. Those are not lowercase l's. They're also not the number ones. And so I've typed this all out. Notice that all of these articles as well, those are centered. Make sure to press tab. That's automatically will bring you to the 1-inch tab stop. And so after the Article 7 paragraph, we're going to press enter twice. Press tab once. We're going to do in witness whereof. And I have here unto. Affix my hand and seal this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll press my space bar. Day of, space bar, and then 20 underscores. So be very careful about this. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for a total of 20. Okay, after that, I'm going to press my comma key. I'm not going to press an extra space after the underline or before the comma. Okay, spacebar 2025. period. I'll press enter twice. I need to press my tab key 2 times to get to that 3.25 inch mark. And then remember, just like 96-70, I'm going to press my underscore key all the way to the very end. Once I get to the line below that, I know that I've went one over, so I'm going to backspace. And then I'll press enter once and tab over 1, 2. This is going to be Eduardo D. Hernandez. I'll press tab once. Okay, and then after that, I need to press my enter key twice, so 1, 2. Then I'm going to go ahead and type in the last paragraph. After the last paragraph, I'm going to press my enter key twice, 1, 2. And then you have to be very careful here. So we have to count out 34 underscores. You'll press your space bar, type in residing at. And to make it easy, you can just copy and paste this. Another thing you could do is to copy this one here. So this one we already know is 20. And so you could just add 14 more to that for your underscores. Okay, so I'm going to press enter twice, 1, 2. And again, just to make this easy, double check that this was, or your original was 34 underscores. And that way we can just copy and paste this. Make sure to remove any extra paragraph marks that might appear. And so this is what it should look like. Keep in mind that, as I had mentioned in the lesson 96 video, for multi-page legal documents, we do need to create or insert a page number in the footer area on the bottom center. And so even if you take a look at the e-text here, make sure that you don't just type the number 2 below the words residing at. This is just in your footer area, indicating that that's where it's going to be placed. So same thing like here, you're not going to type this number 1. The 1 is just indicating the first page of the document. And so to insert the page number in the footer, we're going to go up to your Insert tab. In your header and footer group, we can go ahead and go to Page Number, hover your cursor over Bottom Page, and then select Plain Number 2. Okay, and again, depending on the version of Word that you're using, it might either have the actual page number such as 1 or 2, or you might have this code here that says Page Merge Format. Okay, and so I'm just going to get out of there by double-clicking outside. Turn on your paragraph marks while you're proofreading this, again to make sure that you don't have any extra spaces or extra enters. Also double check for any spelling errors. I believe this should have been Hernandez. And I'm just going to double check that. Yeah, so it is Hernandez. And so once I'm done proofreading, I'm going to go ahead and save this and upload this into GDP. Okay, and so hopefully if you had followed all of those formatting instructions and you've proofread for typos and made sure to count out 34 of those underlines, you should be okay here. Okay, so that was it for 97-71.